This should be a good one. Jesse Neal, the Dog of War, former TNA star, going one-on-one with ERA, who is known all over South Florida.
South Florida, North Florida, ERA is known everywhere in Florida. Just he's working very hard. We're up to the 7th match of the evening, and I've been in the ring with both of these men, and let me tell you, they're both in for a hard-fought battle.
I've watched both of them. They're both very impressive, and I think whoever made this match did a great job, and the fans are going to love this.
It is. It looks like it's going to be a great match. I'm really looking forward to it. And both of these men very athletic. The ERA is slightly more of a high flyer than Jesse Neal, but Jesse Neal's got a lot of power on his side. It's going to be interesting to see the two men fight each other. It's getting very late in the night, and I want to remind everybody that we still have a full house, and we're going up against the NBA playoffs. And Miami Heat is in the playoffs, and we're going up against that, and we still have a very huge house. And I just want to thank the fans for being so loyal and sticking around after that. Of course, it helps that we're playing the game in the bar.
No, that does help.
It does help.
I'm sure as soon as the show is over, I'll probably head over there and watch the...
Well, whenever there's a double down, the people can look back and watch the game and see what the score is. I think we should make a bet right now, since we are in the playoffs.
Let's go ahead.
All right, I bet you $2,000 that the Heat are going to win the finals.
Well, I'll get back to you on my prediction.
Oh, come on. I mean, they got to be paying you at least this much to be the commentator on the show. Just put in your paycheck. Put in your paycheck that the Heat are going to win. I bet that the Heat are going to win the finals.
Well, I bet that the fans are going to enjoy this match. Jesse Neal, ERA.
All right, we'll keep track of this and then show the sportsmanship right there, shake hands in hands. I think the crowd behind both of these men, I think no matter who wins, the crowd really is going to be the winner of this match.
Ooh, a slap to the face there.
Oh, he was just playing. That was a love tap. It was just a love tap.
Well, there's the crowd trying to egg this on if you got slapped.
Oh, you know, the crowd, like I said, whoever wins, the crowd will be happy. This is going to be a very technical match, I believe. It's not going to be like the last one, Michael Mannix versus Vega. Both men knew each other, and both men had a lot of respect for each other. Both of these guys just want to win.
Well, the crowd chanting "You got served." ERA returning the favor with a slap of his own, and I'm sure that ERA loves the opportunity to face Jesse Neal. Oh, now
the crowd is chanting sportsmanship. A lot of these chants are being started by two people in the crowd, and everybody else kind of follows along. One of them is Trenchcoat Guy. He's a very big fan of professional wrestling in South Florida. He's almost at every show, and you can tell it's good because he's wearing a trench coat. And he never takes it off.
I'm sure you love the fact that you mentioned him here on commentary.
Oh, I'm sure I'm going to get a few comments on my Facebook page about it. The other one is being started over there by this guy named George, who runs a wrestling radio talk show called Reality Check Radio. He's a very big fan of Pro, and a very big fan of all the South Florida wrestling companies, and he does talk about all that stuff online on this Reality Check wrestling program. You should check him out on Blog Talk Radio.
I agree with you. Actually, I tuned in to the episode where Jesse Neal was the guest. He had a lot of great things to say, and I think...
You actually listen to the show?
Yeah, well, yes, well, Jesse Neal was...
I guess somebody has to, but yeah, you should definitely check that out next time you're online. What did Jesse Neal have to say? Did he talk about this match?
He did not. He was talking about his experiences in wrestling.
Well, that's more important. A guy like Jesse Neal, who's been to TNA and been all around the world wrestling, you want to learn as much as you can about his experience. I got to tell you, I learned more possibly from that one match that I had against Jesse Neal than I probably have in the 9 years that I've been wrestling. Same could be said about Stevie Richards as well, another stand-up guy.
You get the opportunity to face all these great wrestlers.
I do, and ERA was another wrestler that I faced, and this is why I know for a fact that this was going to be such a good, hard-fought match, because by being in the ring with both these competitors, I know both of them have to bring to the table. And like I said, both of them very experienced. Jesse Neal slightly more than ERA. With Jesse Neal much more of a powerhouse hitter, ERA much more of a high flyer and a risk taker. And that makes them very evenly matched, I believe, in my book.
And ERA. Also, he had the opportunity at the last show to become the Pro Heavyweight Champion. That was taken away from him. He was attacked after the match, and that's when the rejects made their presence known. So I'm sure he's not very happy about that. He's looking to get a win here, because a win against Jesse Neal might erase the fact that he lost that championship match.
Well, I don't think anything erases the fact that he lost the championship, that it was cost to you. ERA had a very good chance to win that championship against the Joker, and because of the rejects, he lost that chance. And you gotta think that he's very sore about it. You also have to wonder if that's weighing on his head. If that's in the back of his mind right now, and he's not fully concentrated in this match against Jesse Neal, then I don't think he has a chance here. Jesse Neal's coming in with a clear mind. See, remember what I told you about the fans in the front row not knowing what they're doing? There was a guy outside, there was a guy in the ring. You move out of the way, folks. Move out of the way.
Jesse Neal just swept the leg of ERA. He fell flat right on the apron of the ring and down to the ground, and now Jesse Neal. Look at all the fans just sitting there.
There's two guys who look like luchadors. They're just wearing masks in the ring for absolutely no reason. They bought the mask from Joker's Wild Creations. No relation to Joker the wrestler. That's just the name of the company. Joker's Wild Creation, who does do masks and is at every Pro show with a table. And they not only do they have stock masks that they sell at the show, but they also make custom masks by order if you wanted to.
I thought those were Los Conquistadors, but
no, the Conquistadors wear gold.
Oh,
they're also Edge and Christian for some reason. So I don't think they're there.
They might be.
No, they're not. Come on, let's be real. Here we go. Jesse Neal with the upper hand on the ERA on the outside. Puts him up against a post and a big chop to the chest.
At least he managed to try to get back, move the action back in the ring.
The referee's counting, but I don't think she's counting too quickly, and I'll tell you why. She knows that the crowd wants to see a winner. She knows that the crowd will not be happy with a count-out victory, so she's giving them just a little more time than she may give some of the other matches, just because she knows she might have a full-on ride on her hands.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine this ending in a count-out?
The crowd would not take it. The crowd, I mean, they're missing the NBA playoffs to be here. Are you picking me up on that bet or what?
Well, Jesse Neal went for a pin on the outside. This is not a false count anywhere, man.
Who do you think is going to win in the other division? Is it going to be the Knicks or is it going to be the Spurs?
Wow.
You know nothing about basketball.
I do know about basketball. It was actually the Grizzlies and the Spurs. And I wasn't
paying attention.
Well, I predict that the Spurs are going to win in 4.
Okay. All right. I'm not making a bet on that one, though.
Well, ERA was taken down to the turnbuckle, and that must have hurt.
It's like I predicted. It's a very even match. It's been very back and forth the entire time we've been watching. And it's Jesse Neal will take the upper hand, and then Arrow will take the upper hand, and it's just, well, like I said, both men are very evenly matched. Jesse Neal more of a powerhouse, ERA more of a high risk taker. Although now you see Jesse Neal climbing the ropes, going to take a little bit of a risk here.
It looks like he's going for some suplex off the top turnbuckle. ERA goes down, then looks like that took some out of Jesse Neal too.
That took just as much out of Jesse Neal as it did taking it out of Era. And since both men are down and we have this little bit of a blank space right here, and we can't go to commercial like we do on TV, I'm just going to go ahead and say that you should see Pro on YouTube. You should join Pro on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and get all the updates, everything you need to know about Pro, no matter what social media network you're on, except for MySpace, because nobody's really on that anymore, even though they had their relaunch not that long ago. And I want to remind you that you could also see all the other matches from earlier on tonight. They should be on YouTube already, including the one earlier tonight between Jack Zero and Julian Calabra. Such a great kid, that Julian Calabra. So much potential.
He might be main eventing soon. Maybe not soon, but
I got that. Not soon.
Well, eventually, one day.
Back and forth action now. Jesse Neal, ERA, punches back and forth, neither one of them giving an inch. Big clothesline from ERA to Jesse Neal, and you know he's got to be feeling some sort of power now.
ERA spinning head scissors from ERA. He is pumped up, taking down Jesse Neal. He's got to go for the pin there. I'm not sure he's going to be able to take him out, but I guess I was right.
When you're in the ring against somebody like Jesse Neal, who's been on TNA, he's been on TV, he's been courted and vetted by the WWE, and when you're in the ring with somebody like that and you start gaining some momentum the way Era is now, it's gotta feel good inside, but at the same time, it's gotta be a little bit distracting because you're thinking to yourself, I've been in the ring with a guy who's been all over the world, who's been on all these different companies, who's been on TV, and now I'm gaining momentum against him, and that's gotta make you feel a little proud, which can also be a bad thing, because you wanna be on that right mentality when you're in the ring.
Do you think ERA might be a little starstruck being in the ring with someone like Jesse Neal?
I think if you're not a fan of professional wrestling and you're not at least a little bit starstruck by being in the ring with somebody who's accomplished so much, then I think you're in the wrong business. They say you're not supposed to be a fan when you're in the wrestling business, but I don't believe that's true at all. I believe the day you stop becoming a fan is the day you should stop being a professional wrestler.
Jesse Neal went for the spear, and what a super kick from ERA. Jesse Neal, now he goes, he picks him up on his shoulders, fireman's carry. Drives him down to the mat, going for the pin.
This could be it right here. 2, 3, and it is! ERA defeats Jesse Neal with an, I want to say it's an upset, but like I said, the both men were very really nice.
What a victory for ERA. And after a not so great show last month, this is the win he was looking for. A win over a accomplished wrestler.
It's like you said, it has to make him feel good. The fact that the match was taken away from him. The match was taken away from him. The match was taken away from him last month when the Rejects came in and denied him that victory against Joker. And now he's got that win over Jesse Neal, and you know that's got to make him feel at least a little good.
I don't know where Yuri's going.
Going outside, again, there's no sportsmanship tonight on this show. We want to remind you folks that Pro, it's not about anger, it's not about aggression, it's all about sportsmanship, it's all about, just hard-fought matches. This is what it's all about, really, Pro. You're not coming to see two guys who hate each other, you're coming here to see sportsmanship.
Unless you're one of the Rejects, but yes. For the most
unless
part.
you're one of the Rejects, or just a bunch of Rejects.
What a show of respect from ERA to Jesse Neal. And the crowd is on their feet.
If there was ever a great moment for a heel turn, right now would be it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I believe that ERA is being sincere in everything he's saying. Great sign of respect from ERA to Jesse Neal, and the respect being shown back.
And Dog of War chant. And ERA, Jesse Neal gave it their all in an amazing match and a show of respect. This is great. And we still have another match to come, our main event for the Pro Heavyweight Championship. The champion, Joker, going up against Max Stark.